Hold up, I'm coming. Give me a minute. My bad, my bad. I was having technical difficulties. I was having technical difficulties. Listen, my first live stream this morning, it was only supposed to be 30 minutes. I keep forgetting. Like I keep forgetting not to pass my 30-minute mark. I'm changing my live stream from an hour to 30 minutes. Um, so that way I can be able to tackle two different topics. Um, and the topic I was talking about earlier about hoes and fuck boys was only supposed to be 30 minutes. Okay. It wasn't supposed to be all extensive. So, this specific live stream is about weakness. And the reason why I'm calling it weakness is not even that it's actually weakness. You ever heard the term people take kindness for weakness? That's why I said weak. When really what you're doing is being nice. It's a lot of nice women out there. Women are so nice. Like men have said to me, Soncerae, you're so nice. You're nice. You're nice. You're nice. When really what they're thinking is you weak. And I'm going to walk all over you until you can't stand it anymore. Now, the reason why I named this live stream, don't give a man things that they haven't earned. Don't give him shit he hasn't earned. And the reason why I'm saying this is because there's a lot of women out there who are naturally like maternal. Okay. When we are young, the first thing that happens is they teach us how to be domesticated. They teach us these traditions about what women are supposed to be. And I've said in other live streams that society has this cookie cut way that they want women to be. And if women step outside of their box, that box we're classified as bitches, hoes, feminists, whatever. We're classified all of these negative things because we decided to step outside of this box. Men continuously step outside of the box and enter into some type of fuckery, and everybody seems to be okay with that. But let a woman decide to do something like get an abortion or put their children up for adoption. That's a problem for people. Oh, she don't want her kids? What? How? What? What kind of woman is that don't want her kids, her own kids? But then men walk away from their children all the time. They walk away and leave their children, their own blood, their own flesh and blood, and people seem to be okay with that. Like it's nothing. Because men gonna be men, boys gonna be boys. They can do whatever it is that they want to do. Women can't. Because society has taught us to be one way, and society has taught us to not step outside that box. And if we move outside that box and break the tradition and break that slave mentality, we're fucked in the game. So listen, let me explain to you why women need to stop doing certain things that they're doing. Okay. There's this childhood fantasy that they teach us young and they try to get us to put this into our reality. We're like slaves to some type of tradition that was created for us. And they teach us little slick stuff like the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Okay, so we're trying to cook him his favorite meal, trying to get him to, love the way we cook, because we think if we can cook a decent meal for a man, we must be amazing. We're wife material because we can cook. And so women will meet men who only want to do Netflix and chill, but these men won't say that. They'll just say, they'll just not want to take a woman out on a date. And instead of a woman feeling like, listen, if you don't take me on a date, we can't rock. A woman will feel like, okay, this is my opportunity to show him that I'm wife material. So I'm going to just cook for him. I'm going to cook for him because the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. So I'm going to cook him the best meal ever. You don't want to take me on a date? Fine. We'll just cook. Now, me, I'm the type of person, I like Groupon.com. I like to save a buck. So I don't feel like I always got to go out on a date. But when you first started dating somebody, all you supposed to be doing is going on dates. All the time. You're not supposed to be cooking for some dude. Your first date ain't supposed to be you cooking for a dude. Never. Fellas, your first date ain't never supposed to be you cooking for a woman. Never. Okay? That's not a good idea. Always make sure you're doing outings with each other. And the main reason why I think that trying to do stuff indoors, a lot of the times it could affect the situation to where sex will come into play a lot sooner than it's supposed to. So that's why I don't encourage anybody to invite some strange dude that they haven't even went on a handful of dates with to their house to cook for him. You're doing something for a man who isn't your man yet. You're cooking for a man who isn't your man yet because you feel like if you show him all of these amazing things that a good girlfriend can do or does, he'll want to be with you. Another thing that women do, if they've slept with a man already and they start to notice that this man isn't calling them as much, right? They notice that he is not calling how he used to. A lot of women will say, you know what? Let me ask him, can I come through? And I know he liked the sex. So I'm going to ride him into the sunset so he can be reminded of how wonderful I am. And he'll start back calling me again. No, you shouldn't have to remind some dude how good the sex is just to get him to call you or text you. That's horrible. Women do that all of the time. Another thing that women are taught. We're taught that in order to be classified as wifey, we have to be that supportive girlfriend that's going to be there for them, through thick and through thin. So if he's stressed out, we're supposed to help him with his bills and help him, accomplish his goals. We're supposed to help Mr. Potential move forward in his life. We're taught that. We're taught that that's what a good woman does. So there's women out there that's doing that. But you're doing that to a man who isn't your man yet. This man hasn't even told you where you two stand. He's giving you this bullshit along the lines of, I don't do titles, or I don't know whether I want to be in a relationship or not, or I might still have feelings for my ex, or some bullshit. And you're sitting there like, well, maybe if I show him that, while he's stressed, I can sit here and still be supportive, he'll choose me. He'll give me what it is that I want. No. This is all things that good women do. And women are supposedly getting like trophies and gifts and shit for being these type of women. Everyone says that good women do this, and they deserve some type of recompense for these situations. They deserve rewards, basically. But usually when women do these things to men that don't belong to them yet, they're spoiling men with all types of amazing meals and cooking him what he wants, and having sex with him, and having like this immense damn loyalty. You're giving this type of stuff to men who have not earned it. So you're not getting in return what you deserve. You don't get the results that you want because they're not your man. Sometimes it's usually men you barely know, or some player out there lying, some fake ass player. I told you it's a difference between a real player and just a fuck boy. Like a real player, I just go out there and say, hey, you know what? I just want to sleep with you. That's it. Really, because I'm not really interested in being in a relationship. I just want to have sex. That's a player. A fuck boy is a guy that's going around making all of these fake promises like, I want to marry you, I want to have kids, I love you, you're an amazing woman, giving you all of these amazing compliments. Don't let a compliment, ladies, please, let's talk about compliments for a second. Don't allow a man's compliments to have so much value to you. A lot of women, nice women, they want to make men happy. And they think that the things that they're doing inside of these situations will create some type of devotion and like some type of everlasting love between them and this guy because they're doing all of these amazing things for him. No, you don't do those type of things for men you're not even with. A man that don't even want to give you a title, a man that don't even, that's just sleeping with you. You don't want to do that. Men give compliments all of the time to every single woman. Please don't let a man telling you you amazing, you wife material, you this, you that, gassing you up. Don't let the gas you up technique make you think that he all the way in. He's finessing that ass. And when they finesse you, a lot of times women are like a compliment. Sometimes we may not have heard one in a long time. And the man says, oh, you're beautiful. Oh, I like your hair. Oh, I like your eyelashes. Oh, he's a real player. Listen, he a real player if he tell you he like your eyelashes, girl. Girl, your eyelashes, where you get your eyelashes from? When a man do that, man, he know the game well. So beware if a man walk up to you talking about something, I like your eyelash. Okay? Just because a man give you a compliment don't mean it's time for you to start classifying dude as your soulmate. You know, you don't have to show a man what you bring to the table off front. And I'm only telling you this because I've been the type of person where I felt like I was just gonna be myself from the beginning. I'm a nice person, so I'm gonna just be a nice person from the beginning. But when you do that and it comes off as if you're some type of desperate chick who just is just giving a man all of these amazing things, even though he doesn't deserve it. I'm only telling you how men think. Women don't think like this. When a guy is nice to us up front, we want to believe that that's his personality because usually we'll walk into a situation nice and just be our nice selves. Men don't do that. And the way that men view what you're doing isn't what you think. When you're nice to them, they feel like you're bringing everything to the table from jump, and you're not giving him time to show you who he is in order for him to earn you being that nice to him. And usually when you give it to them that early, you fill them up quick and they're ready to move on to the next person, to the next girl. They done used you up for your free meals and your good sex. You done paid due bills, and they're ready to move on to the next girl that they feel is amazing. That's men that's playing a game. I said it before. Everyone's playing a game. Your standards and your requirements are the rules. There's good games and there's bad games. And 9 times out of 10, men are playing a bad game with you. So if you don't take the time to have them earn you, or if they're not showing you behavior that you need to see, but you're still going out here doing the things that you're doing, you're not going to break even. Don't give a man shit he has not earned. You could be an amazing woman. You can change his life for the better. You could help him get his GED like I tried to get my ex. You can help him graduate through college. You can get that man to the NBA if you want to. You are like this amazing, immaculate conception. All right. You are the most amazing woman on the planet already. So when a man tells you that or he giving you a compliment, you already know that. So you don't take value out of him telling you that because you already know you're a high valued woman. You coming into the situation high value. So if he says it, oh, you're beautiful, oh, you're X, Y, and Z, all he deserves from you is a thank you. Not a, oh, let me cook him dinner. Let me pay him his bills. Let me, give him a massage. Let me buy him his favorite shoes. Shit like that. You can change his life for the better. But if his ass is raggedy, don't change his life simply because you like him. You can like him. You can let him see how wonderful you are. You can flirt with him. You can dress nice around him. You can engage in intellectual conversation with him. But what you can't do, cook for him, have sex for him. He shouldn't even be able to touch you for however long. You get to choose how long that should be. You get to choose that. If it's 60 days, it's 60 days. If it's 90 days, it's 90 days. If it's 5 days, it's 5 days. It's up to you to decide because you're coming into the situation with your game and your rules that he has to follow in order to stay inside of this game. Period. Okay? I don't know why compliments and promises get women. Like a man can make a woman a whole bunch of promises and not doing any type of behavior. I remember my last relationship, right? He was making promises and then he would keep them. He would do it. His actions was like running parallel. It was like, oh my God, this man is amazing. I think I love him. He was just doing, oh my God, the man was doing everything. Everything he said he was going to do, he was doing. He was in the game. You heard what I'm talking about? He was following every single rule he was supposed to follow, every standard and requirement I had. He was doing. He was doing everything he needed to do to get me to stay around. Period. And I loved it. I was like, oh my God, this man. Oh my God. He was taking all of the actions that I needed him to take. Everything. And the only thing this nigga would not do that was driving me up the wall, that would create an argument every time we discussed it, was give me proof that his divorce papers had been sent off. Yeah, he said he signed it. She said he signed it. That one thing. And had I said, and I had a time frame. That's what I never talk about. I never talk about the time frame. I had this time frame. I was like, listen, nigga, if you don't be divorced by X, Y, and Z time, my ass is out of here. I didn't let him know when that time frame was. I just was like, I got a limit, dude. So if you don't pull this shit together, I'm out of here. I'm not going to wait for you. I'm not going to sit around. We're not going to be able to be friends. We're not going to talk. We're not going to none of that. I'm going to just be gone. And I wish I would have made that time frame shorter, honestly, because when I ended up getting pregnant with Justice, oh my God, I was like, the fuck? Like, I was like almost panicking. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. So a lot of nice women like to save a nigga, like a man is in some type of screwed up uh potential. He has some type of things that he needs to work on with his life, and women will try to nurture that potential because we have this maternal spirit. The society has taught us to be like this one way. We have a good heart. And so we want to believe that when we run into another guy, he has a good heart as well. Forgetting that society didn't teach men to be this way. They taught women this. So we're hoping, we have our heart out there. And we're going to be nice and kind and respectful and loyal and all these amazing things that women are inside of a relationship. We're thinking we're going to be all of these things, and this is who we're going to be from the beginning. We're going to give them all of this honesty and just show them all this level of respect and just be there for them and supportive because that's just who we are. And we're hoping that he's that way in return, not understanding that society has not taught men to be that way. Society has taught women to be that way. That's why relationships are so screwed up because women are looking into men thinking that men are going to behave how women are, and then men are looking at women and expecting them to behave how society wants us to behave. We think we can be these amazing cooks and these amazing women in bed and beautiful all of the time, got all this weave and a fat ass and got our face beat and got a job and taking care of kids. We just sitting out here trying to prove we're like this wifey material to a guy. You are a woman of value, a high value woman. And it takes a lot of time and energy. So a man has got to pay that time and energy to be around you. So if he broke, don't let him be around you. Don't pay his bills. Don't loan him a couple of dollars. If he broke, he better save up some money to take you out somewhere. No going half and Dutch on dates anymore. Nice women do that. I do that. I've done that. Make him earn that. Make him earn you, because in my last situation, I used to go Dutch with him from the very first date. And I honestly ended up, he ended up when he got the check, right? He panicked because we was at some hole in the wall like bar, and we was thinking that our check was only going to be like $40. So when I left him sitting there, because he told me he was married, right? And he told me he was separated from his wife, right? He told me he separated on our first date. Mind you, we had been talking before for weeks before we went on our first date. Weeks. And we got on our first date. I picked him up and drove him to our first date. Big mistake. Something a nice woman would do. Something I shouldn't have done. This goes back to the whole thing of women being who they are from jump. So if they're a nice woman, they're just that way from jump. Don't do that. I'm not saying don't be yourself. I'm just saying don't be all kind and nice. It's like seeing a stranger and then just, here you go. Here's $1 million. You don't know them, never met them, but here you go. I'm kind. I'm the type of person, like I said before, I used to be the woman that a homeless person would walk up to me, ask me for $5, and I give them a $50 bill. That's how generous and kind I am. I have to turn it down. We're on our first date. I'm walking off on dude. I shouldn't have paid for the date. I should have just left his ass sitting there, didn't leave no money on that table, and just drove the fuck off. But I'm a nice person. So this is what I did. I took $20 out of my purse, laid it on the table, and walked out that damn restaurant. He gets the check, comes running out the restaurant after me on some, yo, our bill was $90. So I gave him another 20. I think I gave him two more 20s after that. If a nigga's broke, don't go Dutch on a date. If he ain't got enough money to take you on a date, don't go out with him. If he ain't got his own car to come pick you up, and the funny thing is, my son's father had a car that he was borrowing from someone. And what he did was drive to a mall nearest his house because he was living with his wife and didn't tell me. So he drove to the mall near where they lived and had me pick him up from the mall and pretended like he didn't want to drive and he didn't have a car. He made it seem like he didn't have a car. So I didn't find out he actually had a car until like we had been on like 4 or 5 dates. He's like, oh yeah, so I have a car. And I'm like, what? He's like, I've had a car the whole time. I just wanted you to drive. I don't like driving. So he finessed my ass into getting comfortable with driving him around because he doesn't like driving. So he lied to me and manipulated me into driving him around. You see how men do things to get what they want? You see how manipulative that is? You see a person that's kind and wants to accept you for who you are as an individual, and you manipulate them. These are the little red flags that people was asking me, did I see in my last relationship? And I kept saying I didn't see any red flags. Here was the red flag right here. Dude lied about having a car just so he could get me to feel comfortable with driving because he didn't like driving. He had a license, he had a truck, but he didn't literally own the truck. It was a truck that someone let him borrow because that person had an extra truck. And this was the truck that we ended up sleeping in the back of. That's a whole nother damn story. So listen. So listen. If a man is broke and doesn't want to take you on a date, don't use this as an opportunity to go cook. Okay, fuck that. If a man is telling you he too busy for you, if he can't seem to make time for you, he too busy, you the most amazing chick in the world. If he is not doing whatever he can to make time, don't deal with him. Don't try to work around his schedule. Either he wants to make time or he doesn't. Usually a lot of people try to claim that they're busy because they don't want to deal with you. Men do that. They just don't want to deal with certain women, or maybe they're just not into her. That's an indication that he is not into you. That's a red flag. I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm busy. I got to work out. I got to go to work. I got to meet my parents. I got to have my kids. When someone is giving you all of these excuses as to why they can't go out with you or hang out with you, he just don't fuck with you like that. Because there's men out there who will move an entire mountain just to make sure that they hang out with the woman that they are interested in. If a man comes to you talking about, oh, I had a bad week, I can't pay for a date, I have no way to get to you. Forget his circumstances. He needs to want to swim across the sea to get to you. He needs to ride a bike to get to you. Tie a damn message to a bird to get to you. Whatever it is, he needs to be trying hard to get to you. Men need this because if you make it easy for them, they don't appreciate it. For some reason, people feel like they got to go through this harsh, long, tumultuous struggle to earn something in order to appreciate it, especially men. A lot of women like, well, I like him. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to mess up the situation. I'm a good person. That's the only way I know how to be. I'm nice. Listen to me. I'm you. I'm that woman. I'm that woman that's like, listen, I'm a nice person. I'm real cool. I'm real chill. That's just who I am. I mean, I'm just a good person. I just like to love, and I like people to love me, and I like to make people very, very comfortable. You have to understand that the guy you want, the man that you want so bad, he wants you just as bad. But you still have to be a tough cookie. Never want a man so much to the point where you're sitting here compromising who you are or losing your own value just so you can appease some type of man. You like him, trust me, he likes you the same way. And if he don't, you need to get rid of him. Not sit here and do flips to try to make him like you some more. No, get rid of his ass. If you like him, a lot of women like, oh, I like him so much, I don't want to mess up this situation. I don't want him to stop talking to me. Fuck that. Fuck all that. Listen, fuck that. A man should want you as bad as you want him. It should be a mutual thing there. If it's not there, that relationship needs to be over. Do not try to convince him. Don't. I don't care if y'all already in a relationship and you start seeing him change as if he's not interested as he was. Leave. Leave. Gotta give him a motherfucking wake up call. My ex had no idea that my ass was gonna leave and move to the opposite side of the country. He didn't know that. He thought I was gonna be begging. People don't appreciate what they got until it's gone. So you can still apply what I'm saying inside of a relationship. Like once you've been with a guy, let's say for instance, you decided to follow what I'm saying and don't be so nice at first. And then he earned you. Again, a lot of times when someone earns something, they could at some point still take it for granted. People do that. People do that dumb shit. After they done did all this work to get you, they with you and they still risking the possibility of losing you. So you can still apply this. You can still apply this. You don't want to mess up your relationship. So you don't want to be a tough cookie. I get it. But never want a man so bad to where you're compromising who you are, to where the woman you are changes for this asshole. Women do that so much. All the time. A man shouldn't be, but now back to you just dating. Back to you just dating. A man should not be able to just talk you into sleeping with him. I've heard women say, oh, he was so nice to me. He's so charming. He's such a gentleman. He just said the right thing. He talked your vagina out your panties just by talking, no action or nothing. He just gave you a compliment. You was just like, okay, and just gave him some sex. Why? What did this man do? No, not even do. What did this man say that was so genius? I mean, when he was talking, did confetti fall from the sky? What happened? Like, what did the sea part open when this man said something to you? What was so amazing? Seriously, that made you just fuck him just off of something that he said, not did, not showed you, said. That's crazy. You need to make your body exclusive. We're just talking about women here that want that. Now, if you want to go around and you want to sleep with guys who just randomly give you compliments and you're just trying to look for sex anyway, don't listen to nothing that I'm saying. Okay, because you're a different type of woman. And that's fine if you make that choice. That's okay. Don't let anybody try to make you feel bad simply because you want to go out here and do what you want to do with your body. You get to determine your value. It doesn't matter what you did in the past. You could have fucked 5,000 dudes in the past. Let's say you fucked 5,000 dudes in the past. And you decided, you know what? Today, I want to be a high value woman. Fuck the fact that I got mileage on me. I ain't no car. I ain't no appliance. I'm a human being. Bitch, hit the reset button and change your entire behavior. And every single man you run into, you can get what you want. Because most men out there ain't stunting that you had 5,000 sex partners as long as your vagina smells good, is clean, and you don't have STDs or a whole bunch of baby daddies and kids. And then honestly, it's men out there who don't mind women having a whole bunch of baby daddies and still married her. It's a YouTuber on here right now who got about 15, 11 kids, 3 baby daddies, and she just married a dude that she don't have kids with. Yeah. So it doesn't matter about your past. That doesn't matter. Little boys or players out there will try to make you seem like your past has some type of value. No, your past will only have value inside of your new situation if you let it. 9 times out of 10, the past gone. That shit don't have nothing to do with nothing. If a man wants to care about what you did in the past, usually he's just using that as an excuse to weasel out of something that he's doing wrong, or to weasel out taking accountability or responsibility for something he's doing, and he's trying to use something you did in the past as leverage. It has nothing to do with you. And like I said, all of the negative things and the games and the lies and the manipulation that people participate in, it has nothing to do with you. It is a reflection of that person. Do not own that. Miss, I had 5,000 sex partners. Do not let that bother you. It's who you are today that will get you what you want. It's who you decide to be from this moment on that will change your life. Don't let people make you think that your past is going to stop you from doing anything. There's plenty of men out there who had hoes. I got hoes in different area codes, and still turn around and get the most virgin-like chick. Chick done forgot. Chick act like she don't even know he had hoes in different area codes. She act like it never even happened. Because the man that he has become, the man he has chosen to be, if he decides to be the husband or the father now, that's his choice. He decided to change his movements in order to get a decent woman who had her own playbook and was like, listen, if you want to kick it with me, marry me, have kids with me, you got to do X, Y, and Z. If you don't do these things, I'm not rocking with you. So it doesn't matter what you did in the past. So don't let some man make you think that your past mattered. You are exclusive when you choose to be. All right? You need to be asking yourself, what makes these men worth fucking, worth cooking for, worth going on a second date with? And don't be afraid to not be nice. Don't be afraid to not be what they classify as weak. We all know the people take kindness for weakness quote. We all know it. We know it. The only way a man should be able to get you to cook him a meal is if he with you, if you his woman. The only way a man should be able to have sex with you is if you his woman. The only way a man should be able to have access to you in general is if you are his woman. If you want to give him the best parts of you, you want to be all kind and all nice and all generous and all supportive and all, loyal and all this stuff, you be that when you are his woman and not a second before that. If this man is confused about what he wants the title to be inside the situation, don't give him shit. Remember that. There's too many women out here in situationships and casual relationships. Again, if you want to be in a casual relationship, fine. But don't ask to be promoted. Stick was. If the agreement was y'all was going to be casual, keep it casual. Now, you could try to make this casual thing into a committed relationship, but usually the risk of that actually happening is slim to none. I hate casual sex. I don't even remember the last time I had casual sex. I think the last time I had casual sex, I don't know, had to have been 5+ years ago. I haven't had sex. Listen, Anytime I've had sex with a man, majority of the time, because I don't want to say I've never had a casual fling, because I have. Majority of the time, if a man is not in a relationship with me, he's not getting any. If I don't feel like me and this man gonna be together, I don't give him any. I don't give him any. Even with Priest. Listen, listen. If Priest wouldn't have did what he needed to do in order to show me what he showed me, he would have never got it. When I tell people he was the perfect man until he wasn't, I mean that shit. I mean, every single thing I needed him to do, he was doing, with that one exception. And I made that one exception and gave him the benefit of the doubt with that one thing. Look what happened. That's what I'm telling you. Don't give them the benefit of the doubt. Don't make an exception. Not even with one thing. Come in with your game and your rules and stick to it. Don't bend. Don't be too nice. Don't be like, oh, I like him so much, I don't want to mess it up. Fuck that. Okay? A man needs to work on making you his. If you want to be in a relationship, if you want to settle down, if you want to be married, stop going to these men that aren't giving you what they should be giving you and trying to convince them to give it to you. If you see they're not giving it to you, move on to another guy who will give it to you. Don't try to transform a guy into what you want him to be. If he starts giving you, if he gives you what he needs to give you from the beginning, all right? Like Priest did me. He was giving me everything I wanted, 9 times out of 10. And I wasn't asking for him to swim through seas and move mountains. I was asking him for basic shit. Because I'm the type of person, I'm like self-sufficient. I don't need a lot. But just how I said, men got to earn. They got to feel like they earn something valuable. That's what they want to feel like. You ain't got to like it. You know, that's just how they are. You ain't got to like it, but that's just how they are. Make them earn who you are. And if they stop doing what they were doing in the beginning, it was probably a facade in the beginning. See how long a man can be this gentleman for you and show you all of the things that you want to be shown. See how long he can do that. Some men can't front that long. Some men start fronting that first month. If not that first month, that second month, and definitely that third month start kicking in, and then he starts showing his ass. Or you get pregnant and he think he got you, and then he starts showing his ass, and then you're looking at him like, oh, so now that I'm pregnant and you think I ain't going nowhere, now you want to show me who you truly are, and you think I ain't gonna leave your ass? You think I'm a sit here and let you have one foot in this relationship with me, still fucking me, have a baby with me, and then turn around and have your foot in another relationship with another woman and sleeping around with women at your damn job? I know you, nigga. I know you getting numbers and using your Instagram and sliding into bitches' DMs. I know when bitches come to your job and they got to do community service and you going around getting their phone number and shit, trying to holler and fuck. You think I don't know that? So you're trying to play this game with me because you think my ass ain't going nowhere. Men do that. Men don't do whatever they can to earn you and then turn around and almost fuck up their shit because they don't appreciate it. Don't let a man tell you what your value is. You get to decide what your worth is. You, not him, you. I'm talking to all the nice women because I got a lot of nice women in my damn audience. Y'all so nice. Y'all be like, I don't want to do such and such. I'm like, fuck that. Okay. Fuck that. And here's the thing. I'm the woman that I could be really nice, and then I got a side to where I'm tough because I got a spine. So I can be nice, but I can also be a bitch. I know when to turn it on. You will not fuck me over to the point to where I'm just looking at myself as if I'm just not as valuable as I was. You know, I had to check myself. When I was pregnant, let me tell you something. When I was pregnant, I had to check myself because I had forgot who the fuck I was. I was like, Soncerae, you are beautiful. You are talented. You fell down because of this nigga, but you was the shit before he came. So just because you fell down don't mean your ass can't get back up and go back to being the shit. You know what I mean? I had to remind myself because I had literally forgotten how amazing Soncerae was fucking around with Priest. I was the chick he fell in love with. I was the chick he was going around posing with, taking pictures with, and doing videos with, and introducing to everybody, smiling and shit. We had family functions. I'm sitting down in a chair, this nigga standing up with a drink in his hand, singing to me and dancing and shit, all madly in love. That's who Soncerae is. And I had to remind myself, like, girl, you're immaculate. You're amazing, woman. Don't forget. And women forget. We forget. I forgot. I was like, cried and shit. Because I forgot who I was. How do women forget that? I'm not the only woman that has forgotten. I have forgot, like literally. And I was like, wait a minute. So I straight snap out of it. You have not become less of a woman simply because of a man. And people want us to believe that. People want us to own a man's poor choices and poor behaviors. People want women to believe that if a man decides to cheat on us, lie to us, whatever us, it's us that we're the reason why he decided to, you know, be this kind of jackass. If you're not happy in a relationship, you could always leave it. You don't have to lie. You don't have to cheat. You don't have to do any of that. A person who is ethical, a person who have morals, if they're in a relationship and they're miserable in it, they don't want to be in it anymore. They're just going to say, let me out of this. I don't want to be in it anymore. I'm not happy. They're not going to go cheat on you. They're not going to lie to you. So when men lie and cheat to you, don't own that shit. Don't think, oh, I must have did something and this is why he's doing it. No, because people get to choose and how they behave. So if they decide to lie to you and cheat on you and you did nothing to them, I mean, literally nothing, you didn't lie to them, you didn't cheat on them, and they just randomly just did this to you and you're looking like, what the fuck? Don't own that. People try to get me to own Priest behavior all the time, and I'll be like, fuck that. I'm not owning that nigga shit. I'm sorry. Like, I know you want me to. I apologize. That will not be happening fucking day or any day. Because I feel like if you're a man or if you're a grown-ass woman, especially if you over 35, if you don't like the situation that you in, if you feel like you being tricked, manipulated, lied to, why stay in the situation? Why were you still in the situation? It's because you were benefiting in some kind of way. You were happy in some kind of way. When people tell me they're in relationships with men that are doing things, like people email me shit. I'm in a relationship with this man and he's doing blah, 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 blah. I said, well, bitch, listen. It must not hurt enough because you're still there. Why would you stick around someone who hurts you? You're unhappy. I don't know how to end a relationship. Let me tell you something. Ending a relationship ain't complicated. It's simple. Listen, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. This is the exact words you should say. Especially when a person don't care about hurting your feelings. A lot of people be in a relationship and they don't want to hurt the person feelings they in a relationship with, so they don't want to break up with them. But this person is already hurting you. So this should be easy for you. You should say, this relationship is hurting me. I'm not happy. Okay? With the relationship. Not I'm happy, I'm not unhappy with my own life. Because you their own life and they think if they break up their relationship, they'll be happier. Because they really blame their partner for them being miserable. Your partner isn't supposed to make you happy. They're supposed to enhance your happiness. When you're a miserable person, you choose that. When you're a happy person, you choose that. The decisions that you make end or add to your happiness. So if you're in a relationship and you want to get out of it, but you claim you don't know how, let me teach you how. This is what you do. You say, the nature of this relationship is not adding on to my happiness. I no longer want to be in it. I'm not trying to hurt you. I invested my energy into this relationship, my love, my time. So I feel like I'm losing as well, even though I'm walking away from it. It's still a loss. I still have to cut my losses, but I don't see this relationship being good for me and my future, or even right now. End it. Now, if you still want to work on your situation, fine. A lot of people still got some type of hope. They're like, oh, I hope that my relationships get better with time, blah, 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 bullshit, bullshit. Okay. Women who are nice tend to do the most inside relationships because sometimes we feel inadequate and we feel like we have to sell a man on how wonderful we are. You don't have to sell a man on how wonderful you are. You're just wonderful. You're a good person. You're a nice woman. You take care of yourself. You know, you got everything going for yourself. You're just a nice woman. Don't let a man trying to convince you that you're not a wonderful woman by his actions, by the stuff that he's doing that, you know, doesn't show you what you need to see. So if you're doing all this cooking and this cleaning and this being all nice and kind and stuff, and his actions aren't saying, listen, I will cross the ocean for you. I will go and bring you the moon. I will be your hero, your strength. Listen, if that music don't come on every time that man come around, he ain't the right one. He ain't it. So don't jump through hoops to try to make him become it. He just ain't it. He just ain't it. And as much as it hurts, and I'm telling you, it hurt me. It hurt me to have to leave Priest. I was just hurt. I was like, oh my God. I literally got to leave. Not just leave to prove a point and say, hey, I don't want to be with you anymore. We can still be friends. No, I literally had to get out of sight. Do you think this man actually, think about this. Think about this. Let's say you're in a relationship with somebody and you live with them, right? You live with them and y'all wake up with each other every morning. And one day you woke up and you kissed your partner goodbye and went to work. Then you got to work and you said, you know what? I think I might still have feelings for my ex. And I don't think I want to be in a monogamous relationship anymore. And so you call your partner. You say, listen, I think I still have feelings for my ex. What you expecting your partner to do? Be upset, cry, beg you to stay, want you to come home so y'all can talk about it. Immediately you're thinking, no, right? Imagine your partner saying to you after you said this, imagine your partner saying to you, okay, when you come home from work, I won't be here and I want you to get your stuff. And I never want to see you again. You wasn't expecting that shit. You like, wait, what? You want me to do what? Yeah, I want you to come get your stuff. I'm not going to be there when you get here. When you get home, I'm not going to be there. I'm going to give you space and opportunity to gather your shit together and leave. I'm not going to be there. And I never want to see you again. I hit him with that left hook. I punched him right in his fucking chin, right in his chest. Because he wanted to play games. He thought I was going to, when people are inside of a relationship with each other, whether they want to get out of the relationship or not, They want to end the relationship how they want to. They're expecting it to go how they want it to go. So when it doesn't, it surprises the fuck out of them. So when I said get your shit, and then he came and got his shit and I wasn't there, he was actually shocked that I wasn't there. It surprised him. He thought he was going to come to the house and sit down and chit chat with me. He was going to talk about his feelings, about his ex, and I was going to sit there and let him fuck her and me and the other women at his job. This is what he thought. And I was like, thought wrong, nigga. I'm hurt, but I ain't stupid. I already done let you play me all this time. Now I'm pregnant. I ain't got time. So listen, I tell you what, I'm not going to be there. You come get your shit. He got his shit. And I have not seen his ass since. You know why? Because my ass done moved all the way to the other side of the fucking country. If I would have stayed in Atlanta, my ass in Atlanta, he would have tried to kick it. He would have tried to fuck. He would have tried to finesse his ass back into the situation. Because had I been gone long enough, because people miss what they don't have. So if I'd have went like 3 or 4 weeks, not said shit, not answered the phone, not nothing, just like every other typical nigga that's playing a game, no answer the phone, nothing. He'd have been like, why she not answering my phone calls? Like, what the fuck's going on? And he'd have tried to get back. That's how niggas like him are. And I knew it. And I knew. I cried that whole airplane ride. That airplane ride was 5 hours. I was on that plane crying my eyes out the whole time. Trying to act like I was asleep because I didn't want the people next to me to know I was crying. It hurt. Hell yeah. Shit hurt. Shit hurt like hell. But I did it for me. I'm too good of a woman to be going through that shit. So I had to make the change. I had to. I tried to fight for my family. I tried to get the man to think the way that he was supposed to think, and he didn't want to do it. So I wasn't about to sit there in Atlanta and still try to get him to be the man I wanted him to be. Because clearly who he was pretending to be, wasn't real. It was just a facade he was putting on. So I had to deal with the fact that I was in love with a figment of his fucking imagination. Imagine how hurtful that was. It was ridiculous. But I did it. So Miss Nice Girl, Miss Weak Lady, listen up. Okay, hear me good. Don't let these men make you forget who you are. Don't let other people and their opinion about what you're doing and the decision that you made make you forget who you are. Don't let people bring up your past and try to get you to make steps backwards, because we graduate, we learn more. It's things we used to do in our past that we don't do anymore. Like we all used to shit our Pampers at some point. Then we learned how to go to the bathroom. So there's things that we did in our past that we're not necessarily proud of. It's mistakes that we made. Don't let people, these niggas you fucking or whoever else, make you forget how far you've come and how much you've grown. Because people will definitely try to make you forget because they inadequate in their own shit. Please tell me you hear me one time. Please tell me you understand this. Please tell me. I am about to shut off this live stream. I don't know how long I've been on. I appreciate all of the people who have been in my live chat. I'm in my live chat right now. Let's see if I see some questions. How long were y'all together? We dated for a little while before we ended up in a relationship. We ended up in a relationship in May. I got pregnant in August. We broke up in November. Yep. So how long is that? May, June, July, August, September, October, November. That's 6 months. I wish women found character and stand upness super sexy and coochie wet for that, but life doesn't work that way and women suffer. I don't know. What about players play? They don't make excuses for it or feel compelled to tell the truth. They just play. No, that's bullshit. That's a fuck boy. It's the difference between a player and a fuck boy. That's what's wrong. You bitch niggas don't know the difference between a fucking player and a fuck boy. A player, a real player. And I can tell you've been trained by a bitch nigga and not a real player. A real player would tell you like straight up, I just flat out say what I want. I play games with women and I let them know that my game is simply this. I'm going out here and I'm fucking who I want. And either you can get with the program or you can bounce. That's a real player. Come on now. I got uncles, brothers, cousins. They done put me onto the game. I know the difference between a fuck boy and a player. Come on now. A fuck boy lies to women. A fuck boy lies. Real players, they tell you the truth. They tell you I'm playing and that's what I'm doing. I'm running these streets. I'm chasing some ass. And unless you trying to be part of that, I don't want to fuck with you because that's not where I stand in my life. That's a real player. A fuck boy lies. Seriously. Like, don't, fellas, let me tell you something. Don't let other fuck boys fuck up your game. Because another fuck boy will turn around and try to tell you how to play the game when they fucked up in the game and probably can't get no pussy to begin with. Broke or living with their mama or can't get no decent ass. Can't even groom themselves properly, but want to give you advice on how to play the game. Everyone has a different game that they're playing. Again, there's good games and there's bad games. Players play. Some players play good games. Some players play bad games. Everybody's playing some sort of game of some kind. A real, true player, a real one that's hardcore playing the game, gonna let you know he playing the game, tell you the truth about that shit, and keep it pushing, and keep collecting pussy like it's nothing. A fuck boy who don't know what the fuck he doing, who think he know what the game about, is gonna lie to women and manipulate women and hurt women. There's good games and there's bad games. People think that all games are bad. No. Everybody is coming to the situation with expectations and standards, rules to the game of the relationship. It's just a playbook. Your expectations and your rules are in the playbook. You get to create your rules. You get to decide what game you playing. If you want to be a bitch nigga or a fuck boy and play women by lying to them, you do that. You go ahead and rock that way. You nasty bastard. You know? Or you can be a real player on some real shit and say to a woman, I'm just trying to fuck. Straight up. It's too much free vagina in this world that women will easily give away without you having to do too much of anything for you to have to lie to get some pussy. You are lame if you lie to get some pussy. It is too many women out here who will give you free vagina. You know how I know that? Because I'm a fucking woman. You hear me? I know more women than you will ever meet in your lifetime. Okay? I got more female friends and female audience members and females that I done help, females that I done work with. And we sit down and we talk to each other. And I'm here to tell you, bitch niggas and fuck boys, that a true player ain't gotta lie to get some pussy. I'm not going front. I'm here to just tell you that. And that's some real shit. And I had to add the profanity and everything in there so you can know. So people don't understand what you're saying until you sprinkle some profanity on top. Then they understand. Then they get it. Amara, yeah, he wanted both of us. He said he said if Amara is still in here, he said that he still had feelings for her. And before he said this to me, he was saying stuff like, I wish I was married to both of you because it's stuff she does that I like and it's stuff you do that I like. And he didn't want to get rid of both of us. He got on YouTube and tried to make it seem like I was like this huge problem, but no, he had been trying to get me to feel comfortable with the fact that she was going to be around and that he was going to sleep with other women. He thought I was going to buy that brand. But see, here's the thing. Being as though I offered polyamory to him from jump, and all I asked him to do is be honest with me about the situation. And he said he didn't want polyamory. He put me in a position to where I was in a mindset of family and kids. This is a man I could take serious. But had he spoke about polyamorous and had he decided to be polyamory because he wanted to sleep around with other women and he could still be honest with me about it, had he chose that, I would have never ended up pregnant because I would have never opened up myself to the idea of marrying him or having children with him. But the fact that he opened me up in that way and then turned around and tried to pull this bullshit is what pissed me off. It wasn't that he wanted to sleep with other women because I gave him the option. I said to him, listen, I know you was just in a marriage for X, Y, and Z time. Are you sure you want to be monogamous? If he'd have said to me, listen, I want to do something poly, or I'm not sure if I want to be in a relationship, I would have still fucked with him. I told him that. I would have still fucked with him because the only thing I need him to do at that time was be honest. That's it. I didn't need him to do all this extra stuff. Listen, I decided to be monogamous with him because he wanted monogamy. He said, I want to be in a monogamous relationship with you. And so I started to change my mind frame about him and got to know him in a way to where I needed to classify and figure out whether I wanted this man to be my husband or not. I needed to know whether I needed to take him serious or not. So if he'd have said, listen, let's do a polyamorous relationship, I wouldn't have took him so serious. I would have just been like, cool, let's just hang out and do whatever. But he made me believe that the end game or we were supposed to be trying to accomplish some goals together. Family, life together, marriage, building. He made me believe that he wanted to build something. He hadn't built shit in that 14 years of marriage with the last chick he was with. They had nothing to offer. How you want somebody that many years and nothing to offer? You have nothing. 15 years? Fuck out of here. Ain't no way in hell I'm going to be married to somebody that damn long with nothing to show for it. People be like, they had a house. They sold their house. Oh, a house that they was only living in for like a year and a half? Come on, man. Maybe 2 years? Fuck out of here. That's not a legacy. That's not building anything. Them two hopped from place to place to place to place to place. Everywhere we went in Atlanta, Priest used to be like, me and Sonya used to live here. I'm like, damn, is there one place in Atlanta y'all didn't live? Can we drive to one area of Atlanta that you and Sonya didn't live in? They lived everywhere because they would live in places, get evicted, move somewhere else. Live in a place, get evicted, move somewhere else. And they just kept moving around and moving around and moving around and shit. They built nothing with each other. So here I was thinking we're about to build. Had he not sold me this fucking dream, I wouldn't have got pregnant. I wouldn't even open myself up, even though I felt like I couldn't have kids easy and I needed a fertility doctor. I wouldn't have opened myself up, period. I wouldn't have thought about marriage. I wouldn't have thought about kids. I wouldn't have thought about moving in with him. None of it. But the fact that he made me believe that and then turned around and tried to pull that snake shit on me, I just can't with that nigga. Just can't. Just can't with the nigga. He flip-flopped. They were very unstable. They were unstable. I mean, they were having problems in their marriage before I came. You know, it's not like I magically came and then suddenly they had problems. No, They were having problems before I came. Or neither one of them would be stepping out of their marriage to begin with. She was somebody's side chick. When I came around and I started dating Priest, she was some other dude's side chick. He was dating me. He had already slept with some other women. He was having like casual flings with other women, and I wasn't having it. I really didn't want a casual fling with him. I was more of like, now that you told me that you separated, we could be friends because I really like you as a friend. We were really good friends. So it ended up being, damn, I love you, yo. Like, let's be together. Are you ready to be together? I asked him specifically. I asked him in the middle of a live stream. I did it. It's on my channel. I flat out asked him, like, you sure you wanna be in a relationship? Like, you sure you ready to do this monogamous thing with me? Because I know you was in a previous situation for a long time. And inside of that live stream, he flat out says, I'm ready. Don't start. I'm ready. Like, don't start with me. Let's not have this conversation. We always have this conversation because I wanted to make sure he was ready. I asked him so many times. I wanted to be so sure. He had to keep reassuring me because I kept saying, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? You ready to move on? You ready to get married? You ready to have kids? You ready to blah, blah, blah? And he kept saying, yes, I love you. I want to be with you. You it. But what ended up happening, I think, is he took me for granted. He thought I wasn't going nowhere. He thought he had me. He thought he had me to a point to where he could do just about anything and I'll love him forever. I remember he said it to me. He said it to me. He said, when a woman loves a man, when a woman loves a man, she stays with him through it all. I'm like, ha! That's what I was thinking in my mind. Like, yeah, right, nigga. Let me tell you something. I'll stick with you through anything in regards to your finances and your health, but play games with me in regards to another woman. Lie to me about some shit that you don't need to be lying to me about. I don't got your back no more after that because you can't be trusted. See, I know a thief going to steal and I know a murderer going to kill, but you don't know what a liar going to do because a liar lie too fucking much. You don't know what they're going to do. I don't like that. You lie to me, you show me I can't trust you, you don't get no loyalty to me. I don't from me. I'm not gonna give it to you. So he flippity floppity and shit. Amara. I'm thinking maybe they did have an open marriage, but they just played it off like they were separated. I think them two, this is what I think in hindsight. I think them two was living together and fucking other people. Right? And they was fucking other people to make each other jealous. They was only entertaining the let's get divorced, let's get separated shit just to add some flavor to their boring ass, unstable ass marriage. So they decided to play with other people. See, that's the shit I don't fuck with. You fucking with other people. If your marriage is in limbo, maybe you having some problems. When you enter into these situations with other people, don't try to make it seem like your relationship is over if it isn't. Both of them did it. It wasn't like it was just him. Both of them did it. Both of them was saying it to me. So that was even more confirmation for me. It wasn't like he was walking around sneaking me around and, she didn't know who I was. Bitch was contacting me. Bitch wanted me, her, him, and her new man to sit down and have dinner together and shit like that. She knew I was up and she was playing it like she was cool with it. That's why people be like, Soncerae, you always talk about how you gonna slap this bitch, punch this bitch, stick your foot down this bitch throat. Because I don't like how that bitch tried to play me. See, you let these niggas play that fucked up ass game with women, but you a woman. You a woman. You're not supposed to allow other men to do this type of shit to women, number one, especially not your fucking husband. And number two, you're not supposed to participate in that shit too. What type of fucked up bitch are you? That's why I want to strangle the hoe. It isn't because she's with Priest. Like people think, oh, Soncerae's bad that he chose her over her. She chose his ex-wife. He want to get back with her. They think that's why I'm mad at her. I don't fuck about that. I give a fuck that this bitch lied to me. Don't worry, I want to strangle his ass. Every time I think about him, I think about busting his ass over the head with a bottle. Straight up, every single fucking time. And I say to myself, you know what? I'm going to have to work on this. I'm going to have to work on this. Owe me a pop-up in a heartbeat. Owe me a show its face. It'll show its face. All this growing I'm trying to do, all of this positivity that I live by day to day, all this growing I do all the time. When I think about him and her, oh my God, old Soncerae come back. Old Soncerae come back to where I used to be the type of woman that I used to be like, all right, motherfucker, you want to say something disrespectful? I'll pop you in your damn mouth. And yeah, I'll be the first one to knock your ass out. That's how I used to be. I didn't ask questions because I used to feel like that's why I used to get into so many fights when I first moved to Atlanta, because my thing was people used to speak to each other disrespectfully. Men used to be disrespectful as shit to women. So I ended up slapping the shit out of a dude just off of some shit he said to me. That's how I used to be. And I had to change that because I was just ended up smacking the hell out of it. Ended up fighting people and shit. And so as I was working on myself and I started having things to lose, I was like, I can't always fight every time somebody says something stupid. I can't let somebody have that much control and power over me. So that old Soncerae, every time I think about Priest and Sonya, I don't even want to be in the vicinity of them. I filed for child support, right? And I asked my child support services person, I said, listen, am I ever going to have to be sitting directly in front of him? Because I'm telling you right now, the second I lay eyes on that nigga and that bitch, it ain't going to go pretty. I'm going to probably end up in jail. Because the first thing I'm going to do is haul off and smack the shit out of him. Punch him in his goddamn face. Because that's what I'm feeling. And it hasn't gone anywhere. And I felt this way for a long time. I've been feeling like this for months. It won't go away. And I don't know when it's going to go away. I don't know when I'm going to stop being angry. But I don't like when people do shit like that, play with other people's lives like that. This wasn't as simple as someone just playing a game and chilling and sleeping with each other on a casual thing. They tried to play with my real life. That's what the problem is. If they wanted to be together, that's fine. All they do is tell me so I can go move on with my life and go find somebody else to be with. I could have had a baby by somebody that actually loved me, not that nigga who was playing a game. That's what pisses me off. They didn't have to pull me into that shit. That's what makes me angry. So if they want to be together, that's fine. I'm not jealous about that. I'm not butthurt about that. The average person might be, but Soncerae, that's not what's making me so angry. I have a baby. You played with my life. We brought a baby into this world because you sold me a fucking dream, pretending to be in love when you wasn't. Just so you can make your ex jealous? You stupid motherfucker. That's all I keep thinking. Like, man, that shit don't make no sense, man. As good as I was to that dude, like, you don't even understand. This is not as simple as, oh, Soncerae just got played. Dude, we have a baby. We have brought a human being into this world. And all I did wrong was be nice. So that's the nature of this video. The nature of this video is, were you a nice person? In order to protect yourself, you got to do things a different way. Because not everybody in this world nice. It's some mean people. And I had to learn how to be mean. I had to learn how to be bitchy. I had to learn how to stand up for myself. I had to. I didn't have a choice. Because when people see you being nice and kind, they think it's a weakness and they pick that apart and they use you, mistreat you, lie to you, manipulate you because they think you stupid. People do that. And I had no idea that people would go to these lifts. Shut the fuck up on some letting these niggas just nut in you. Are you a fucking idiot? I'm living with a man, engaged to a man, talking to this man about marriage and children, and we're doing everything action-wise to do this. Action-wise, everything runs parallel to everything that he's saying. Then suddenly, I get pregnant, and everything about him changes. This wasn't some random dude that I met at the club and we just decided to go home after some drinks and I let him nut all up inside me and then my son just came. I actually sat down and had the conversations with him, did what I was supposed to do in that situation. Do you know how many times we talked about marriage and kids together? Over and over and over. You know how many times we talked about him being over his last situation? Over and over and over. Do you know how many times I talked to his mother about it? Over and over and over. Do you know how many times Sonia has said she was over it? Over and over and over. Come on, man. Fuck both of them. They tried to ruin my life, man. And that's why I'm not feeling either one of them. Y'all want to be together? That's fine. Be together. But don't hurt other people in the process. Don't play with other people's lives in the process. That's all. That's all. Okay, all about me. Mean isn't the right word. People are evil and despicable. That's very true. People are vile. People are cruel. So you got to be bitchy. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all in these live streams that I'm doing where I'm teaching nice women. Stop being so fucking nice. Because I'm so nice. Too nice. And this last situation I was in opened my eyes to how kind I was and how easy it is and was to manipulate me into doing what I didn't think was the right thing to do, but a person told me the right things so I can go along with it. Not just one person, not just two people, but everybody involved with the situation. Again, Nick, just in case you missed it, Nick H. A person I was with and the person that I'm talking about had action with his words. That's what made it believable. Had he only just been trying to talk my drawers off me or selling me a dream with only his words, he would have never made it this far because I don't play that. Ran parallel with his words. And we're talking about everything except one thing. That's why I tell women, don't make an exception. Don't give a man the benefit of the doubt. Just because he's doing all 9 things, if he won't do that 10th thing, and that 10th thing is starting to be a problem inside of that relationship, get out of it. Don't give him the benefit of the doubt. Because a nigga will do all 9 things of some other shit, but won't do the most important thing. He'll avoid the most important thing and do 9 other small things, and it'll make you think, oh, he's doing everything he's supposed to do. He's not doing the most important thing. That's why I'm telling you, don't make no exceptions. A man could still fuck you over if his actions match his words, or he's manipulating you to give him the benefit of the doubt in maybe one or a handful of things he isn't doing. And if you fall for it, you can fuck it up. Hear what I'm telling you. I had 10 requirements. Let's say I had 10 requirements, and one of them was the most important thing of all. He did all 9 except for that one important thing. One fucking thing. Out of all the other things I asked this man to do, he was on it. He was on it. He was on top of it. Priest, I need you to do blah, blah, blah. Okay. Priest, I need you to go such and such place. All right. Every single time. And the one thing that I needed this man to do, he couldn't do. Didn't do. We arguing over the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over. It was just too much. But because he had did all 9 things, I was thinking, oh, well, we be all right. We should be fine. Shit's just ridiculous. Anyway, I got to get off here. I promised my mother I'd go get her a banana nut muffin. So I got to go get my mother a muffin. You got to get off this live stream. You guys donate to me, okay? My Cash App is Revenue DM. My PayPal is paypal.me/Revenue Digital. It's REVENEW. Donate. Don't be stingy with the donations. Even Shauna Gray is giving me £1. Did you hear my last live stream where I was talking about this lady from the UK keeps giving me £1? Listen, if Shauna Gray can give me £1 to my PayPal, then you can give me $1. I love y'all. Y'all my peeps. If he didn't do what the first time? What was what the first time? Oh, you mean? Oh, okay. Listen, this how it happened, and I'll tell y'all this before I go. This how it happened. Bizatine. You said if he didn't do it the first times, why didn't you realize that? This is what happened. Okay, so before we ended up in a committed relationship, right? We were dating. And he had dropped this bombshell on me that he had lied to me about him living with his ex-wife, who wasn't legally his ex, but they were separated. So he had told me that they were separated as if they were living in 2 different households. That's what he led me to believe at the beginning of the relationship. And then we went out of town and went to like this party or something. We went to like a mansion party out of town. And we ended up having sex for the first time. And we had been dating, I don't know, we had been dating a month or so by then. Now, before we started dating, we were talking a lot. We were talking like on the phone and stuff. And so he told me that he had been living with her. So I was thinking about breaking up with him then. You know, I basically was like, listen, I don't want to deal with you. He was upset. He was crying. And he was like, well, I feel like the universe is telling me that I should tell you this because, you know, I'm spiritually like one of those people. I meditate, I pray, I'm Buddhist. So he knew this. And he said he feels like, you know, we were spiritually in tune and we were, you know, we had like a nice little spiritual connection with each other. And so he said to me, you know, I feel like I just got to tell you the truth. So anyway, he told me and I was very upset. And he told me he moved out and he wanted to be in a relationship with me. He had moved all his things. He sent me pictures. He sent me proof. He said, I'm moving all of my stuff out of there. I want to start my relationship with you. I'm going to go live with my grandmother. I don't want to be with her anymore. I want to be with you. You know, we've been separated. And the only reason why I was still living with her is because I wanted to help her out financially. This is what he was saying. He said he didn't want to just leave her by herself. He wanted to help her out financially. So because they had been married so long, I understood. I just was like, okay, I get how that could, you know, that sounds right. Because you don't want to just, you've been married to somebody and you don't want to just lead them to the wayside and shit like that. So he had said he was ready to leave the relationship, and finally she didn't want him living with her anymore, and so he moved in with his grandmother. So we started hanging out a lot more. And because I lived 2 hours away, I lived 2 hours away from him. And drive because it was so far. And so I would start spending the night with him over his grandmother's house. And this is when I start asking him, okay, I need to see the papers, the divorce papers. I need you to file these divorce papers. I need you to sign these divorce papers. And so after a month of us dating, on June 30th, No, this was 2 months because I met him in May. I met him early May, and we became serious like the first and second week. He met my family. We drove to DC. He met my family. So June 30th was supposed to be the day that them two met up. He told me he was meeting up with her, and them two was signing papers. And he said she had him sign the divorce papers, right? And so I kept coming back asking him like, okay, so what's going on with the divorce? What's going on with divorce? And he would say things like, I need more time because we need more money. Like he told me one time they needed $300 and he asked me to give him the money to pay for the divorce because they needed $300. And I told him, well, listen, that's y'all divorce, that's y'all marriage. I'm gonna leave it up to y'all. I'm not giving you $300 to divorce this woman. That's some money that y'all two gonna have to pull together on your own. I'm not gonna pay for that. That's y'all marriage, and that's not part of my relationship with you. That's something that you and her gonna have to handle. And so it's like he strung me along. He gave me a little breadcrumbs of bullshit in order to keep me along. So the first excuse was, oh, she got evicted. She doesn't have an address or something like that. Because in order for you to get divorced, both of y'all have to have a separate address. And then it was we need extra money. We don't have $300 in order to get it. When I have $150 for it, she doesn't have her half. And when she has her half, I don't have my half. So that's what was another thing. And he was just stringing me along with it. And so then one day, finally, he said to me, you know what, honestly, I just need more time. Like, just give me more time. I need more time to be able to handle this whole divorce thing. And so I said, okay. I was like, all right. I mean, he was coming home to me every day. It wasn't like he was disappearing. It wasn't like he was going home to her or anything like that. He was always there. I was picking him up from work, taking him to work. I mean, he was just, everything was fine. Everything was going the way it was supposed to. And then when I ended up getting pregnant, he was happy. Like, you guys don't understand. I don't think people don't believe me when I say this. He was excited. He was happy. He smiled. He was ecstatic. He named Justice. He named Justice. Justice's legal name, Priest named him. I call him Justice when I'm talking to y'all, but his legal name is something else. Priest named him. We were, listen, Priest was happy. And then suddenly something happened. And he started talking to me how people on YouTube that were making fun of me, Priest started talking to me in that same way. So I knew he was talking to these assholes on YouTube. So it wasn't that he wasn't doing something. It wasn't something like this person is asking me saying, why didn't he do it the first time type of thing. It wasn't that type of thing to where if I say stop leaving your pants in the middle of the floor when you get in the shower type of thing. It was something else. So that's really it. It wasn't the first few times he did it and then I didn't realize. No, it wasn't nothing like that. But Casey, like I said with the red flags, it was red flags everywhere, right? But when you're in love with somebody, you don't see them. So when people were saying, Soncerae, what was the red flags? Even when I was pregnant, I kept saying, I don't see any red flags. I don't know what you're talking about. Stop asking me about red flags. I didn't see any. This is what I kept telling everybody. I don't see any red flags. I don't know what you're talking about. And now that I'm sitting here looking at it in hindsight, I'm like, oh, okay, this was a red flag, that was a red flag, this was a red flag, that was a red flag, and then they start piling up on each other. And he was a fucked up person from the beginning. But he was so good to me, and I loved his company so much. I was giving him the benefit of the doubt. So I keep telling women who are nice, who are digging a guy, you really like him for some other things that he may be doing, and you're focusing so much on the positive stuff that you overlook the negative things that person does. Sometimes the negative things that you're overlooking are the important things. And we're not talking about little small character traits that was bad. Little silly stuff like when your partner puts ketchup on their eggs, or something is crazy. Little small stuff. Your partner drinks out the orange juice carton thing. Not petty stuff. I mean serious stuff. When you see them doing serious stuff and you give them the benefit of the doubt, if they tell you a lie, don't give them the benefit of the doubt. You caught them in a lie, relationship over. Okay? Small lie, relationship over. And he just kept lying on top of lie, on top of lie to manipulate me into believing something. That's all. He needed money for divorce. If he was real, he would have paid for it and not wait for her half. That's what I was saying. That's what I was looking at him like, you wait for $150? Nigga, you have it. You get paid every week. Like, you would just give her the money and get divorced. But they was talking about going half. I was just like, you know what? After a while, I just was like, listen, babe, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever we need to do to fix this, let's just fix it. Let's just do whatever we need to do. I love you, and we're planning on being together for the rest of our lives. And, like I was just flowing. I was just going with it and trying to just live the best life we could together and not stress so much about everything. And I was just a good woman. I'm a good woman, and I'm not gonna let that asshole take that from me. I don't care how many live streams he did. I don't care how many lies he told a whole bunch of people to try to make it seem like I'm a bad person. I'm a good ass woman, and I was very good to do. I was very understanding. I was very patient, and it was nothing more that I could do about that situation. He screwed that situation up, and all of these red flags that I'm seeing now, this is why I'm creating these videos. So women can know. Like, this is what you don't do. Next time, matter of fact, so you won't even get in this situation that I got in to begin with. The first thing I should have did was when I found out that dude had been talking to me for weeks and then asked me to go out on a date. And then I get on a date and we had this amazing first date. Our first date was so fun. We laughed the whole fucking time. That's the thing about it. We enjoyed each other so much. We were so compatible. We enjoyed each other so much. Our first day, we was just laughing hard as shit. Like, I cried laughing at dude. He's funny as hell. And he thought I was funny as hell. So we had this amazing first date. And then as we were like finishing up our meal and the check came and stuff, I don't know what possessed me out of nowhere to just burst out of nowhere and ask him about marriage. I said something about, have you been married, or are you married? Do you know anything about marriage? And that's when he told me, yeah, I'm married. I said, excuse me? He said, yeah, I'm separated. I was like, nigga. I was like, you mean to tell me? Like, I was looking at him like, you fucking asshole. I was so mad because we had just had this amazing date. And this nigga tells me he's separated. I looked at that nigga like, you fucking bastard. I was so mad. I almost cussed his ass out in front of everybody. But instead of me doing that, I looked at his ass. I was like, you piece of shit. Like, you fucking. And I put money on the counter and I walked off and left him sitting in there. And I got in the car. And when I got in the car, a man from this other club, the restaurant that we were sitting to, he came to the window and started talking to me, trying to convince me to go into the club. But it was a cigar bar. And I don't smoke. So I was telling him, like, I don't smoke. I can't go into this club. And so here comes Priest coming out to the car. He gets in the car. He was like, I thought you left me. I said, no, I was going to leave you here, but we can't go on a date again. We could just be friends, and that's it. He was like, thank you for not leaving me. I thought your ass was going to leave me. I said, why would I just leave you here like that? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I'm a nice person. He said the bill was $90. I said, what? He said, yeah. Now I'm thinking, why the fuck would a bill be $90? At this small hole in the wall. He could have been lying to me about the damn bill, for all I know. He's a liar. So he was just like, thank you for not leaving me. And I was like, oh, why would I have left you? I'm nice. I said, our date was over, definitely, but we ain't going out again. But I'm a nice person. I wouldn't have just left you sitting here like that. That's fucked up. And I took him home. I'm a real sweet person. I'm very nice. And what I tell you guys about my situation with him is just it's not even the tip of the damn iceberg. It's so much stuff that I did that was kindness out of that situation that I don't even mention. So for all of the nice women out there, you a good woman and you want to be yourself from the beginning. You want to be all kind and nice and shit. Don't do that to them because they take advantage of that. People see your kindness and they think that's weakness. Well, you could really just have a big heart and be generous and optimistic and positive, like Soncerae. So anyway, I gotta go. I gotta get my mother a banana nut muffin. Okay. I gotta go. All right. Have vision and stay focused, everybody. Okay. Namaste.